What's going on, guys? It's Angry Fury. So today we're going to be talking about slaying gargoyles. Now, gargoyles have a combat level of 134 and they're weak to water spells. So this is why we're going to be going in mage. You can melee them, it's actually quite fast, but I just prefer to mage them. The spells that I like to use are, well, I like to use any of the ancient magic spells, but preferably this one right here, Ice Barrage. I think it's probably the best on them. Sometimes you can hit multiple targets at one time if they're pretty close, and I like its ability to pretty much freeze them in place, which helps you to take less damage. Okay, so real quick, thought I'd go ahead and give you a little bit of information and tell you my setup. But first of all, Curdell is a Slayer Master that I go to, and most of you will be going to for your main trip to 99 Slayer. She will usually assign anywhere between 150 to 250 gargoyles at a time. And gargoyles, they're pretty decent XP. They're 197 Slayer XP per kill and 569 combat XP per kill. Now that combat XP is not including your Constitution XP. So that roughly means you're getting 30,000 to 51,000 Slayer experience per task and 85 to 142k combat XP. I think it's worthy to note that I'm not talking about per hour, but per task. So the reason I'm doing that is because people use different gear, whether it be low level or high level combat stats. I mean, there's just a lot of different factors that can play into this XP per hour. I'm going to give it to you in XP per task, and depending on how fast you kill it is how fast you're going to get the XP. But overall, they're not too bad XP. They don't really drop many good charms. Their primary charm they do drop is gold, and occasionally you will get a granite maul and a few mithril bars. They really don't drop much. So really quick, we'll move on to my inventory. I bring the Charming Imp, which I bring on every Slayer task so that I do not have to worry about picking up charms. I have my runes for the spells that I'm going to cast, and I bring some prayer renewals and prayer potions. This is just because, let me change my ability bar here and I'll show you. When I'm doing mage, I always like to pray torment, if I can. This is just to help boost my kills, per hour, basically. And I also use it for soul split so I can heal back up. Other than that, I bring a pack yak, which I have right here in my inventory, and I bring the storage scroll so that I can bank items, and that's just because there's times when you don't get very many items, but there's also times when you seem like you get a lot. So I like to be able to have the ability to just send it straight back to the bank. And of course, the most important item, the most important one is right here. This is the rock hammer. If you're not familiar with gargoyles, you need to have a rock hammer in order to finish them off. So basically, as you kill them, once their life points are pretty much at zero, you use the rock hammer on the gargoyle and it destroys it, which is actually pretty annoying if you're doing it manually. However, what I'm going to show you is if you right click on the Slayer Master, go down to where it says rewards, go in here to learn, and you want to learn this ability right here, which is learn how to deliver killing blows quicker. I don't remember how many points it costs. I'm pretty sure it's like 300. What that does is you can have the rock hammer in your inventory, and the second the gargoyle gets to that life points where the hammer would kill it, it'll instantly use it and kill it for you. So you don't have to do any other clicking. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go in here and show you me getting a few kills and how this works. Alright guys, what's going on? So here's a clip of me actually in here maging gargoyles. And the biggest thing to remember is, like I said, make sure you have that rock hammer with you. And as you can see in here, with me having the rock hammer in my inventory and having bought that ability, you'll notice I never even have to click on the rock hammer at all in order for it to kill the gargoyle. It just automatically kills it. A few things I wanted to point out are, again, like always, and I know you guys know this, but just build up your threshold with your basic abilities. For gargoyles, being that they're really an easy creature to kill, I usually have my attack style, or not really my attack style, but I have my combat setting on revolution. That way the game will automatically use my basic abilities that are in my first 9 slots. This way all I have to worry about doing is hitting my threshold abilities. I like to use asphyxiate is one of the big ones I use, as well as wild magic. I feel that they both work pretty good on these guys. And then occasionally I will use Metamorphosis just because it gives you that bonus, kind of like Berserk on the melee side. So it works out really good. Um, Other than that, I was going to say I recommend that you get the Charming Imp if you don't already have one. If you've never seen it work, if you look at my inventory, you'll notice it's in there. But I'm never picking up any charms in here. They're automatically getting put into my inventory, which definitely helps out as far as getting charms and summoning experience. This cuts down on your wasted time for actually having to pick stuff up, which means you're actually increasing your experience per hour. But other than that, guys, gargoyles are really a pretty simple creature to kill. There's actually not much to them at all. It's pretty much coming in here, just make sure you have the rock hammer and maging them. They don't really have any kind of special attack, and they honestly don't hit very hard. You occasionally get a granite maul, which is honestly, like nowadays, I think it's like 29k. So I mean, you get a couple of those. I mean, it might give you a little bit of money, but they're really not a money maker. These guys are primarily just quick Slayer experience and an easy task to do. I usually do them because it's just easy Slayer points, and that way you can save your points to cancel other tasks that are much worse because, let's face it, there are plenty of worse ones. Other than that, guys, that's about it. I'll go ahead and leave some information after this with the gear setup. That way if you have any questions. Oh yeah, and right here I think, yep, there it is right there. I actually just got an effigy, which I completely forgot about. So that'll be a good way to end this video. So until next time, guys.
Morning's gone, echoes of dawn, shaking my soul.